This is just a wonderful like sports week too for me. I like NCAA tournament starting. I also love baseball. Baseball's starting.
Yeah.
Had some fantasy baseball drafts. I don't have work this week.
My paddleboarding season started 2 weeks ago.
There you go. That's amazing as well. Just keep it going.
Yeah, I love March. March is my birthday. March Madness, spring, clocks go forward. A lot of people I know are March birthdays. That's about it. I don't like St. Patty's Day, so that I don't put that.
Really? Oh.
Not a big fan, no.
Have you ever had a good brisket, though?
Yeah.
Like corned beef?
Yeah, but I don't have to have it on,
makes
I don't have
amazing.
to have it on March 17th, though.
Amazing.
Yeah. We used to have
They don't sell it all year.
Well, you could make it
corned
yourself.
beef.
You could make it yourself.
Corned beef?
Are you going to ask me one more time? Go ahead.
How?
What did you say?
I don't, just like one blowing my mind. How do you make corned beef yourself? Because don't you buy the like slab of corned beef?
I mean, you could do that, or you could make the brine yourself.
You got to corn it?
Exactly.
Corn it on your hand?
Yeah.
On your own?
It's called a brine, but yes.
Why don't more people do that then?
Make their own corned beef?
Yeah.
I've
I've actually never heard of a person making their own.
Are you with me right now?
No, I'm not.
So you thought only restaurants could make corned beef and only on March 17th? You thought there was some sort of
I thought it was like
edict?
a cut of beef. You know, like
it's
a
more the way
skank steak or a
the word corned,
Q-tips
C-O-R-N-E-D,
or
means to
whatever.
brine in some fashion. And you use some kind of salt that's like pink, that turns your shit pink. And then it's got, peppercorns and like different kinds of spices in there. You corn it.
I would eat it more, though. I don't know why the store doesn't make it more.
What store are you talking about?
Like the supermarket. Like if you go to get corned beef besides now, it's not there.
Okay, I mean it is, but
I've never seen it.
How often do you go to the store looking for it? All you
Usually
need is
you need
like a brisket. You need like a beef shoulder, beef brisket, that kind of thing, and then you need the pickling spices. Maybe they don't have those pickling spices at your small town convenience store or whatever.
No, I just want it all in the.
Just
I
get
want it all
Amazon.
done. I want it all done. They do such a nice job. I want it all done.
You just said Michelle does it so great. Why do you want someone else to do it for you?
I think she buys corned beef though.
Okay, so she doesn't do it great. Somebody else does it great. She just heats it up really well.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
There's no food that's only specifically available on one day a year. You can make anything on any day of the year that you want, Jared. That's part of
Corn
living.
comes from a large grained rock salt.
Yeah. What's it called? It's like a pink...
That's all it says.
I forget what it's called, but I know there's a special word for it. It's a very special word.
Well, I'm over half Irish, so I enjoy the corned beef.
Well, I'll see
Part
if I
of
can
my
find
culture.
you some pickling spices, and then all you have to do is get the beef.
Okay. Because always about a month after, I'm always looking for it, and I don't see it. And maybe Michelle has said before that you just have to make the spices, but I seem to remember maybe she just didn't want to make it and thought she would just put it over on me.
Well, like if you have basically what
they
you
don't
would do
sell it,
is
Jared.
buy,
Jared, they
I'm
don't.
gonna sell you a package of spices. You brine it and then stick it in. Maybe you can just do it in a crock pot. Do you guys have a crock pot?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, you're such a pain in the ass.
I'm kind of against crock
No,
pots.
you're not. You don't even know what it is.
My mom used to love the crock pot.
And then she was attacked and killed by a crock pot. And
It was
I swore I'd never use a crock pot again.
Never again.
Davy Crockpot killed her. Davy.
But it is weird.
Crockpot.
It is weird.
Do you remember Davy Crockpot?
Like corned beef sandwich.
Sure.
Like now.
Sure.
Around now,
Yeah.
you could get it everywhere. No deli sells a corned beef sandwich in a couple months. It's crazy to me.
I can never. I hate you. Yeah, there's a deli down here called 2J's because it was founded by two men named Jay. 2J's. and it's really good, and they'll serve you a corned beef sandwich any day of the year, including Christmas, because it's a Jewish deli, and I believe they are open on Christmas Day.
I love Jewish delis. Why didn't we go there when we went there?
Yeah, I didn't know this about you.
Wow.
I thought you were highly anti-Semitic, especially when it came to delis. You said Christian delis only, Mark.
I wonder if Hitler had ever eaten at a Jewish deli, because if he had, I think he would have changed his mind.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, this has been a wonderful beginning to the Sunday night in the mag room.
All around the world you can hear them. Hey, hey, hey. Talking about news and kind of funny stuff. Hey, hey, hey. Mag room. Mag room. The mag room. The mag room.
I have a follow-up on our Billy Joel discussion from last week.
Okay. Go ahead.
Remember you kept going up on like the amount that I would pay to do certain things.
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah. I think we capped out at about $200 that you would pay for Billy Joel tickets.
So Gene Simmons, Kiss, is doing a spring U.S. tour. And for $12,495, you can be his personal assistant and roadie for one day. You share a meal with him. You help with load-in, sit in on sound check, hang out backstage. Simmons will bring you out on stage at some point during the show.
Now, could you negotiate some of this stuff? Because, like, helping with load-in, does that mean unloading the the bus and bringing the microphones out and stuff?
Sounds like Gene Simmons is not hiring someone and getting $12,000.
This is your birthday, Jared. Whatever I give him for this, I don't want you doing work for Jared's not unloading the equipment. He's coming out on stage with you at the end of the show, and we're not willing to go much over $200.
It would be great if you never even meet Gene Simmons. You're just on the group of, do they just make you haul all the shit? And
yeah, I bet if you read is there
fine print?
Yeah, is there fine print available?
It says you get a crew hat and a shirt.
Oh, well, that's probably pretty legit then, because we've always sent all of our podcast guests T-shirts, and we think of them very highly.
So I just read that. I thought of that, where I have a feeling that the $200 for Billy Joel is not going to fly if Gene Simmons is charging $12,000.
We got a jumping off point for our negotiation anyway.
Somewhere between $12,000 and
like $200, maybe not even. He's not going to listen to there's no way Billy Joel's going to listen to our podcast, so he doesn't know that you were initially going to start out at $20 or no, $40. You were willing to pay $40 for a ticket
to just see it.
Yeah. Which is kind of ridiculous. That's like 1990s prices right there.
You can't go to anything for $40 now.
I know.
Can't even get a corned beef sandwich at JJ's.
No. Well, as long as it's March.
March, you can get a corned beef. That's it. And it's off the list. That's why March is great.
Yeah. That and college basketball.
The other thing, so it's March Madness. It's also Lent.
Sure. I gave up drinking.
Although you could be true, because I learned later in life that if you give up things during Lent, Sunday you get an off day. It seems so lame. I never knew that.
Yeah.
It seems dumb. It's not that long.
How long is it? A month?
40 days.
Yeah. Well, you're giving up something that's important to you. So up until those 40 days started.
I need a day off. Yeah. Sunday. I gave up chocolate. I'm supposed to do that for 40 days in a row.
Well, maybe you should give up something more impressive if you're going to whine about the...
And then do you think you just go crazy? Like, if you actually gave up booze, you just get hammered all day Sunday. You're just
Sunday's drinking day from now. For the next 4 weeks, Daddy's going to be drinking all day Sunday. Try not to get in too much trouble, because Daddy can't come get you out of jail or anything.
Saturday night, you're out past midnight just so you can have a couple nips before you go to bed.
I get started at 12:05. Stay up till about 2:30. Hit the sheets. Maybe get up around 9. Start at it again. No hair of the dog that bit you. By noon, I'm done with the Bloody Marys. I'm moving on to some beer. A couple of brewskis with the fellas around the pool.
Sounds like a great Lent.
Dinner time comes. A couple of Manhattans with my steak. And it's off to shoot pool. Just more beer. Pitchers of beer.
That's a lot of drinking.
And then by 11:58 or so, I'm ready to go home.
Shut it down. You can't. Then you're off for a whole week.
Yep. Then I got to give it up because I'm a good Christian. I give it up for the next exactly 7 days. 6 days.
Actually.
6 days.
Yes. So they have this thing called Lent Madness, where the Episcopal Church, they put two like saints against each other, and you get to vote which one you think is better.
Oh, that's fun.
So yeah, we'll read about them at dinner, and I've enjoyed the most the names the saints have. We were reading one the other day, Gregory the Great,
Yeah.
and I was like, why don't more people? And there was some guy, Jason the Just, and I was like, I could be Jared the Just.
Are you just though?
I feel like, isn't that my thing? To follow the rules, I'm fair. I'm Jared the Just.
I mean, I guess I could give you that. I kind of
Thanks.
want it to be something more embarrassing. Like Jared the Dope or something like that.
Jared the Jankoff.
Jared the Jagoff, yeah. Jared the Jagweed.
They're like, oh, this week on it's Gregory the Great versus Jared the Jagweed.
So, who does this? Are they doing it at your church?
No, it's I don't know. It's on a website,
Oh, okay.
and you read the stuff, and then you vote. Some of the weeks there's been some voting irregularities, like someone will multiple vote for someone, and the guys will get all mad, and they got to erase some of the votes.
Was it Jared the Just that got the multiple votes? It'd be interesting if it was the guy about justice that got the extra.
Yeah, Jason the Just. I don't
Jason.
know. Yeah, I just enjoyed it. I feel like more people nowadays should have those kind of nicknames.
The something after your name, and then a
Yeah.
brief description
Mark
of what you are.
and it has to start with the same letter.
Magnificent.
Sure. How great would it be, like, you do that podcast with your friend Mark? Oh, yeah, Mark the Magnificent.
It's him. Jared the Jagweed and Mark the Magnificent coming at you live Sunday night to Magritte.
Why do I have to be the Jagweed? I don't want to be the Jagweed.
Well, Justin's already taken by Justin. Jason
Jason the Justin the
Just.
Just. That'd be a lot of Justs. Jared, I don't know, what else is J?
Jovial.
That doesn't really
Jaunty?
describe me.
How do you
Jaunty.
can you walk jauntily for me? Probably not with your
Isn't
headphones on. or
I'm
anything.
thinking of Gaunty is like skinny.
Skinny is gaunt, yeah.
Is
Jaunty's
there a
like you
word?
got some steez.
Having or expressing lively, cheerful, and self-confident manner.
There you go. Yeah, it's me, Mark the Magnificent, and my buddy Jared the Jagweed, who's trying to become Jared
The
the Jaunty.
Jaunty.
He's developing this new walk, so people will start calling him Jaunty. But we all know he's still just a Jagweed.
What do you got? Anything going on?
No. I had a weird week for text messages. I kind of want to tell you a lot, like involve, I guess, ongoing criminal investigation. So I don't know how. So I shouldn't give like real names, but I just thought
Sure.
if I tell the
You gonna
stories,
make up some names? Some saintly names?
I
for
like
them?
when you give me names and then we tell the story and then just see if you have any questions about them.
You mean you want me to make up the names?
Yeah. So give me a male friend, a male name,
Biff,
Biff, and then give me 2 other male names.
Gil,
Okay.
and Steve.
Okay. So Biff is a friend of mine. Biff, when I met him, was married to a man. He's gay. He was married to a man. He and that man got divorced.
Gil or Steve?
Neither.
Oh, it's somebody else.
Right.
What was the man's name he was married to?
You have to make that up as well.
This is a lot of names.
Yeah.
Alan. He was married to Alan.
When I met Biff, he was with Alan. He and Alan eventually got married and then got divorced.
How long were they married for?
Not long. 5 years.
Okay. Quick marriage. How
Biff-
long were you married for?
4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Biff then, after he and Alan got divorced, he started dating many younger Latino men, and he eventually got married to one whose name was
Gilberto.
Gilberto. So Biff and Gilberto are now married, and apparently one of his old boyfriend slash lover slash whatever named Esteban came to a cabin where they were having a vacation.
Oh boy.
Where Biff and Gilberto were having a vacation. Esteban came, broke into the cabin, and tried to stab Gilberto to death.
Oh.
Yeah. So
that's a police investigation, or?
Well, to be honest with you, I said, did you call the cops? And he said no. So I guess there really is no police investigation going on. But nobody died, and
so how did it end?
I'm guessing with lots of screaming and probably some like mild violence, like pushing and shoving and restraining.
I mean, if you go to stab someone, you better at least get one stab injury. That's just a terrible... Like, Jared the Jagweed would have gotten a couple stabs in at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I...
Some would question whether Esteban really even wanted to stab him.
Ooh, I was thinking, like, when you bring if you wanted to kill somebody, don't you bring a gun? Stabbing's so up close and personal, and you have to get right next to the person. You probably aren't going to kill them with one stab. You have to do several stabs, you know?
Yeah, but maybe you don't want to really kill him. You just want to injure him.
Okay. Well, I guess that goes along with what I'm kind of saying, that you're not really out to kill. You're out to...
Yeah. But obviously, Esteban wasn't out to do anything.
Right.
He didn't even get a stab in.
I think he got a stab. Maybe I should... Well, I'll see if I can follow up, but...
Well, if there's no police charges, he didn't get a stab.
Well, that just means that nobody called the cops, right?
Well, all right. So if somebody got stabbed, they wouldn't have called the cops? That seems crazy.
Well, you never know. Maybe
if
he
you were
stabbed
at
him
a place
and then he was able
where
to come
somebody
around and be like, you just stabbed me. He's like, all right, let's talk about I'm sorry. Let's talk about it now. I got the one stab in. Now I'm going to talk about it with you. Are you okay? Do we need to call the police or the paramedics?
Yes.
No, say no.
Why would it be no? You
Let's
stabbed
do that again.
me.
Ready? I'm sorry I stabbed you.
You stabbed me.
I know I stabbed you, but I'm sorry. Can we not call the cops? Let's just talk about it.
I'm calling the police.
No. All right, give me 10 minutes. Let's talk about it. And if you feel the same way in 10 minutes, I'll let you call the police. Is that okay?
I'm in like immense pain. You stabbed me. I'm in
just
like immense
stab.
pain.
Here, I'll let you stab me. You want to stab me once, and then...
So you think that's what happened? Like a stab back?
Let's have a quick stab off, okay? Me and you have a stab off. Winner gets to call the cops.
Where could someone stab you that you wouldn't call the cops? Like your arm, maybe?
Well, where did I stab you? Arm?
Well, I was wondering, like, where would I... Like, if you stab me in the torso area, I'm definitely calling the cops. Because I probably have to go to the hospital.
Give me a couple of... Just let me talk about it with you. I don't know why you're so unbudging on
Yeah, but why didn't you talk before you stabbed me?
I yelled. I didn't talk. I yelled.
Yeah, but you didn't yell any... You just yelled, I'm stabbing you.
Did that scare... I'm sorry. I should have... That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I drove here in the middle of the night. You guys, I don't even know how I found this cabin. Yeah. I don't even know how I found where you were.
Is this Gil's cabin?
It's Biff's cabin.
That's what I mean. Biff's cabin?
Yes.
So that's why.
Well, it's probably Biff and Gil's now that they're married. I don't know. Actually, something tells me
Biff got married. Biff got married again?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Two.
That's what I said. Oh, wow. I did. Why did you get married again? And then this kind of thing happened.
What would you do if you got married? Michelle and I, how long have Biff and Gilberto been married?
Not long, I don't think. I'd say it must not, because I've seen him, I saw him within a year and he weren't married. So I'd say my guess
less
is 6
than
months.
a year. So if I was married for 6 months and then one of Michelle's ex-boyfriends tried to stab me, that would be quite a moment. I'm surprised you haven't gotten stabbed yet. Or at least an attempted stabbing.
You think I'm stab-worthy?
Well, just like if you're some of the dating history that you've had.
Yeah, but it's never really... It's like you and your quest to not be known as Jared the Jagweed. It's not necessarily things that I've just stumbled into things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not stab-worthy. I just come across people who make me stab, or like.
Sure, I'm not saying it would be your fault. I'm just saying you've been in situations where you could have gotten stabbed, or at least attempted stabbings.
Yeah, like the whole thing with.
Who was Esteban? Like an ex-lover?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who I've met.
That's a long wait too, because they already got married.
A long wait. What do you mean?
Like, you think like a jilted lover stabbing would be a quicker turnaround, not wait till you're married for 6 months and then you're gonna.
Oh, you would have done it like even before when you found out they were getting married.
Yeah, because there's no way you're turning around now. Like, no one's going from attempted stabbing to like breaking up the marriage.
How do you know though? Maybe there's stories like that. Like,
So
I've
you
always
think-
wondered that. Like, does stalking ever work? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it shows you're motivated.
sure. And like
So-
I've often thought like I'm definitely just not the type of guy who would stalk, but maybe that's a bad thing. You know, I don't have that kind of passion.
So if you were dating someone and then your ex-wife came and tried to stab them, that might get you back together with your ex-wife. You might be like,
It wouldn't
wow,
work
she's
with
so-
me. 'Cause
She's
I
so
would
passionate.
right, but I think like certain people, that's what they would like. They want
Sure.
passion and drama and that. I want the opposite. So, like, to all the ladies out there, I don't ever want you to stab for me, or I don't want to get stabbed. I don't.
You want the ex, like when you're with the new girlfriend, you want the ex to just email you something so vanilla that it turns you on so much, because it's like they just text you like, "Hey, have you ever had vanilla ice cream?" And you're like, "Wow."
Oh,
I'm
when
so
you say
turned
something
on.
vanilla,
Like,
you mean literally about vanilla.
I know that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
But it just so turns you on because it's so not.
Like, she's like, "Hey, I
Dramatic.
saw a new paddleboard for sale on Craigslist." And I'm like, well, "Did you get it for me?" She's like, "I called the guy and I told him to put it on hold because I think I know someone that wants it." And then I leave the new girlfriend for the ex. Yeah.
Wow. And then you guys go get vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, that was crazy that you came up with something vanilla being about actual vanilla flavored
Yeah.
things.
So is Gil and Esteban getting back together? Or Spiff and the Esteban?
He said in the thing that he lost a lot of respect for him. It made him look less attractive.
Interesting.
Yeah, he really did
With
say
an
that.
attempted stabbing.
Now, had he connected, had he actually stabbed him, maybe it would have been more attractive.
maybe he wasn't as attracted because he was terrible at stabbing. Pennsylvania man who was going through security at a New Jersey airport was found to have a live turtle concealed in his pants, according to the Federal Transportation Security Administration. So the body scanner went off. They conducted a pat-down on the East Stroudsburg man and determined that there was something concealed in the groin area of his pants.
Huh.
You gonna do that opening as well? When questioned further, the man reached into his pants and pulled out the turtle, which was about 5 inches long and wrapped in a small blue towel.
Okay. Is that, so right off the bat, is it illegal to bring a turtle and a towel on a plane?
That's a great question. Said he was escorted from the checkpoint area by Port Authority police and ended up missing his flight. The turtle was confiscated, but I don't know if it wasn't clear if the man would face any charges or penalties.
Wonder what kind
So
of
should
turtle
he?
it was. 5 inches long. I bet it was a red-eared slider.
That's what it says, a red-eared slider
Really?
turtle. Yep.
I had a couple of
Species
red-eared
that's
sliders.
popular as a pet.
Yeah. On behalf of that man, I'd like to represent him in court because I know my red-eared sliders never did anything illegal, and I'd say it should have been able to bring it on that plane. What was the airport in question?
Newark.
Newark. That's where I flew. When I flew
Liberty.
to Germany, I flew out of Newark, and I had a turtle in my pants all the way to Germany, all the way to Frankfurt, Germany, and there was no issues with it.
Do you think he really they were going to make him take off his pants?
I don't know if they were going to do that, but I smell a goddamn trial if they were, because that's
Because they usually scan
discriminatory.
you. Last time we went home from you, actually, I went through the scanner, and literally on the heat thing, like my crotch was red.
Hell yeah.
Like that it was.
That's my boy, Jared. Give me a high five.
So I had to go in the back with the guy.
Yeah.
He had to frisk me. It was super uncomfortable.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Did
But I
he
feel like
whisper
this
anything
guy-
to you or anything?
No, he did not. We did not have a moment at all besides an awkward moment.
Did he say
But-
anything as to like, you just have a hot ass, like your stuff's hotter than the average guys, and I just didn't know how to. But now we're back in
Seems
this
like
room
I don't
together.
understand how my groin would be on fire, but
Were you with Ross, our friend Ross, listener Ross?
yeah, I got detained and he did
So
not.
his groin was nowhere near as hot as yours was. Not enough to
It
detain
was
him.
not. It was not.
So it wasn't
Mine-
like the equipment was like funny or anything. You just had
No,
a
he
really
went
hot
through
groin.
right before me, and mine. I thought you had sort of set me up in some way. Is that sad
Oh,
that
and
went through my brain?
Like I rubbed icy
brain?
hot on your underwear or something?
Something that where basically I was like, did he make it? So I.
Really?
But you never asked about it, so I then figured you didn't.
How long did it take for you to get like cleared? 5 minutes?
I had to
2
go
minutes?
out. A few minutes. I had to go into like another room, and
What did he do? Did he put his hands on your wiener?
it was like
Through
up
the
and
pants?
down my leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
It was awkward, but I feel like this guy could have gotten away with it.
Because you did? Like you
Like,
think
if
you
the
could
guy
have had a
frisked
turtle in your
you-
pants and that guy wouldn't
Yeah.
have noticed?
If the guy frisks you, and it's not gonna feel like a turtle, right? I don't.
Well, you mean you went through it? Did he touch you enough that you think you could have had a 5-inch turtle wrapped in a towel in your pants and he wouldn't
Yes,
have noticed?
I think so.
Really?
I don't really understand.
So he never came anywhere
Like
near.
they were looking for weapons, not for like turtles.
Well, of course they're not specifically looking for turtles. But I'm just saying, wouldn't there be? I mean, even if you had just a towel in your pants, assuming I don't know how.
So what would they ask me to do? Like take my pants off?
If it got to the point where he was like, look, you've either got a gun or a turtle and a towel in your pants, and I need to figure out which it is, because either way, your groin is hotter than any groin I've ever seen, and if I don't figure this out before the end of the night, I'm not going to be able to sleep when I go home, okay? I'm a married man, and you are turning me on to the point where I don't even want to work at the airport anymore. I just want to go and find out what makes your groin so hot. Temperature-wise, dude, come outside before we take your pants off and I touch that turtle in your wiener. I want you to see how red your groin is on this machine. I've never seen this red before.
It was red. I wonder what a
The guy
turtle
before
would
you,
look like.
that guy that looked like you were here, I think his name was Ross. I think he said his name was Ross. His groin
His
was
was
like
blue.
light blue on the thing.
There was not even like he has a groin.
I thought it was a Ken doll. I thought it was a human Ken doll you were traveling with. But you and your groin? There's something magic going on in those pants, kid. And I don't know if it's a turtle or a gun or what. But
I did tell you, the next time I went to the airport, I was a little bit scared that it was going to happen again.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I think this guy could have gotten away with it. I mean, it made me feel like what could you conceal in your pants?
What have I got? I've never really tried to smuggle anything on an airplane before. When I was
No,
in
it seems-
college,
it
I
seems
accidentally
dumb.
smuggled weed on an airplane. I didn't.
Oh, wow.
Or wait, no, I didn't accidentally. I intentionally smuggled weed on an airplane. That's what it was. But I was bringing weed. I was bringing marijuana from college to home for like maybe Christmas break would be my guess.
Okay.
And I put it in a chew bag, like tobacco, the kind
Sure.
of like Major League Baseball players. Kind of not realizing at the time that if you ever open those bags and look, they're lined with like tin foil.
Mm-hmm.
So I had it in my pocket, and I went through the thing with it in my pocket, and as I went through the metal detector, it started beeping because there is metal in the exact thing that I hid my weed in.
Oh, wow. You're smart.
Yeah, not that smart of a fella. Wasn't smart. Isn't smart. Aren't smart. Am not smart now. Wasn't smart then.
You wouldn't have turned on Biff either.
No. What?
Because you didn't because Esteban didn't get the stabbing. You're smuggling weed in metal boxes.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's
They're
not gonna
like,
turn
you're
on.
so
That's
dumb
not
that
gonna
you
turn on Biff.
Well, I think maybe it kind of worked in my favor because I pulled the thing out and I said, oh, it must be this. And I opened it up and there was metal. And he goes, oh, yeah, those things have tinfoil in the lining. And he just let me go through.
Oh, wow.
I guess he didn't see the weed. The weed was kind of like under the tobacco at the bottom. And I just kind of showed him what it was. He's like, he didn't investigate further.
Pre 9/11, man.
Yeah, this was pre 7-Eleven. It was pre anything. You know, it was back in like 94. No, probably, 95, 94, something like that.
What's 7-Eleven?
You don't remember the tragic events of 7-Eleven?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Japan Airlines is playing Japan and Mr. Gray.
This one's the feel-good story, so.
Okay.
Feel-good Sisk story. So the headline is, Headstone Cleaning Boy Enjoys Huge Response. A 10-year-old boy who started cleaning gravestones said his role has gained him new respect among school friends. Earlier this year, Ben washed his grandmother's memorial and then decided to offer the service to neighboring families. He said national and social media attention which followed had meant everyone knows who you are. He also said he was pleased the charity which he gives a portion of his takings to had seen a surge in donations.
Is that it?
Yep.
All right.
So the story had been picked up by various media outlets, a fact which is not gotten noticed by his school. Ben said, my whole school knows because in my assembly, my head teacher actually showed everybody what I was doing. Some of my friends are just a lot kinder to me than they used to be.
So this is one of those things like people are nice to you when they find out that you got like power and money. Like all those kids used to be shitty to you, but now that you're cleaning headstones, like don't fall for that shit, kid. They're not your friends now. They're acting like it because they want to come clean a headstone with you, get on social media, they get a little riz on their.
He donates 10% of everything he makes to Stevie Stones.
Is that Esteban?
Which provides memorials to families who have lost children or boyfriends who survived stabbings.
Really? They have a charity for that?
Yep, Stevie Stones.
Interesting. All right, well then now I kind of like this kid. At first I thought it was a little suspicious that he was so, doing it for Instagram or whatever it was. What is he, TikTok? Is he making cleaning headstones on TikTok or something?
I don't know where it is. It said it's blowing up on social media.
I mean, I've gone down that rabbit hole before, the cleaning headstones videos.
Ben's service is called Guardians of the Headstones.
Sounds
Just
a little
cool name.
Yeah. It's pretty grandiose. I don't know if you need to
Yeah.
be. But yeah, I watch. I don't really watch headstone cleaning videos, but I like watching videos where carpets get cleaned. I don't know. Is there any good stories about a kid that cleans carpets? That's more down my alley.
Seems like that'd be more useful.
I like carpets getting cleaned, and I like watching people get their teeth cleaned that haven't had their teeth cleaned in a long time. It's kind of relaxing. It's an interesting rabbit hole to go down on. I'm not a TikTok guy, but
Isn't that kind of gross?
It depends on what you find gross, sure. Yeah. If you get squeamish about like teeth and not a lot of blood, but every once in a while there's a little bit of blood. It's just it's fun watching things that are disgusting get clean. And teeth and carpets both fit that mold.
I don't bodily stuff doesn't I get it for the carpet. I would love that. I have a vacuum that I got where I can see the dust as it goes into the canister.
Yeah.
So I always show Michelle, I'm like, look how much I got when I vacuum.
Yeah. I'll send you one of my videos and see if you like it. Not the
you want me to shoot a YouTube video of me vacuuming for you?
Yeah, you got to edit it well and kind of make it go fast. Maybe put some snazzy music behind it.
Yeah, none of that's happening. But
no, just you cleaning it.
You'll love it. I'll just film it before, look at it now, and then I'll vacuum and film it after, and you'll feel so good.
All right. I'm definitely willing to watch it. I like that kind of stuff.
Are you buying that this kid is now more popular in his school?
Well, like I said, I think it's the thing where you go to a strip club and you have a stack of, even if it's just $1 bills, you go and you put a 6-inch stack of cash on the table and while you're sitting at, drinking your fucking Heineken, but you have 1,000 $1 bills in front of you. All the girls kind of gravitate towards you naturally because that's what they're after, your money, right?
Yeah.
So this kid, now that he's got a little bit of social media heat behind him, kids in his class are like, oh, that's the he's the star. He's the guy that can get me views. He can make me popular. It's not
I
real
see.
love, and it's not real, like, they don't really respect him. They just think he's got the ability to get them more views or likes or friends
Sure.
or whatever it is.
He basically said the Stevie Stones used to have 4 donations every 4 months. Now they get 4 every week. And a guy offered to donate $60 every month.
Really?
So it's blowing up. It's blowing up. All right. Produced by Esteban. Fact checked by Bill.
Oh,
Theme
fact checker
song by-
Bill. I think fact checker Bill might be sleeping with 3 different girls right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Check that fact. You're going to have a 3rd stabbing on your hands.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe next week I have another criminal investigation going on.
Hopefully none of the girls listen to the show. Otherwise, that's going to...
Well, I think they all know about each other, which is
Oh.
kind of interesting. I mean, they
Are they-
definitely all know each other exist and that they all sort of like have a thing for him in some capacity,
Wow.
which is beyond my comprehension. If I was a
This-
girl, I would not go after this guy.
This
Despite the
seems
fact
like
his, his fact-checking ability is par none, par 1.
That
par
wouldn't
3.
that wouldn't attract you,
Par
like
4.
the
His ability to check facts.
yeah, like
Fact checks?
he's not like
Check faxes? Check the fax machine?
Maybe he'd complete a stabbing as well, and
I don't know if he could. I could see him being a stabber. He could probably stab somebody. I could see that. Yeah. But
yeah, it doesn't seem like a good idea. Even if it was
to
a
sleep
sitcom,
with 3 girls that all like hang out at the same places you hang out.
seems like it's gonna end
Small
poorly.
ass town where I live. Stupid. Stupid.
Even Michael J. Fox, Family Ties, wouldn't get away with that.
Did not expect you to mention his name. Was he a ladies' man on that show?
I don't know. Isn't there a couple episodes where he brings like 2 girls to the prom or something?
Huh.
He's got a.
I don't know.
I feel like there's an episode of Family Ties where he invited 2 girls to the prom and he had to pretend to he had to go to different sides of the prom, and then
Oh, okay.
at
I'd
the
like
end
to find
they
this. I'd
figure
like
each
to see if
other
we can
out.
find this.
Yeah, and then he gets stabbed.
Well, we definitely have to find it now. If there was
Very
Anything involving
special
stabbings,
Family
I like.
Ties.
yeah. Yeah, for all you people that like to send things into the show, there's so many of
Yeah.
you out there that like to send in stories and movies and videos and faxes. Anything involving a stabbing, I'll bring up on the air. I love a good stabbing story.
And then he got his teeth cleaned on YouTube. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Very refreshing.
Theme song by Meg Yellox. Social media by Cousin Paul. Instagramming everything that Mark doesn't put in the episodes.
Yeah,
on
keep it
Total
up.
Coincidence.
It is a
total
total coincidence,
coincidence.
isn't it?
Yeah, you guys don't. You guys never talk to each other at all.
No, I don't even like Cousin Paul. I want to
Said
stab
it's-
Cousin Paul.
Wow.
But he said he wanted to stab me, too.
Yeah, it's true.
I have it in an email. Text.
It would
I have
be-
a text message. He said, I want to stab you because of the things you bring on the show and I don't. And I said, same thing. Samesies.
He'd want to stab you because you're wearing that mask, probably.
Yeah. He said, there's several reasons I want to stab you. One of which is the mask. The second of which is content related. And then,
Yeah. How many reasons do you need to stab someone before you actually do it?
I mean, if I were going to stab somebody, I'd like to think that I'm a pretty, I'm not well thought out, but I'm also not impulsive on things that could get me thrown in jail. I'm impulsive,
Yeah.
I'll buy 2 of these things, I only need 1 of, or whatever. But,
Sure.
so if
So if you were dating a girl and then found out she was sleeping with
knows
2 other guys
all right,
that
so
you knew,
I got to stab this guy. So I would think,
would you stab the other 2 guys or the girl?
guys, I think. Stabbing the girl's probably wrong, no matter what.
Okay.
But I would make a list,
Pros and cons.
pro stabbing, anti stabbing. Yeah.
And by that point, you'd already be stabbed.
You think they'd sneak up on me while I was making the list?
Yep. Yep.
Well, what I was going to say is if it got to the point where I was going to do it, I would take I have a shredder, a paper shredder, and I would
that's
shred
nice.
the list of the
Yeah, you already
stabbing things.
emailed Paul the reasons you'd stab him. No, that's.
But that was just a joke. Neither me nor Paul, I think. Do you think he wants to stab me for real? Because I was just kidding.
I think he probably does, but
We'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
what he says after this is published.
if he ever sees you again.
Yeah.
Send us an email to magroom@hotmail.com if you have any stabbing stories. It's a good place to send them. Or if you want them to be more secure, you could fax them to 561-744-1831. And only Mark and his dad will see them until Mark reads them on the air.
Right.
Hashtag put your phone down this week. Don't kill your wife and don't just stab people
Don't
in
stab
general.
anybody. Yeah.
It probably
Hashtag
seems like
no
a
stabbing.
good idea. Seems like a good idea in general. If you try to get a nickname, don't make it Jagweed. It's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Hashtag Jared the Jaunty.
Yeah, bring that back. Bring back the jaunty.
I'm bringing Jaunty back. Yeah. Those motherfuckers don't know how to act. Yeah.
Seems like if I was a saint, I should have my own Justin Timberlake remix.
Knockoff song, yeah.
That would be great.
He's bringing
Um,
Jaunty back.
All right. Well, if you have a terrible nickname and it brings you down, you can always listen to the mag. You can always stick with the mag.
You forgot our tagline.
I did.
Stick
Everything
with
else
the mag room. Because everything
Is
else
cream cheese.
is felony assault with a deadly weapon. Well, not everything else, but a lot of other things are. So just listen to us.
Don't stab.
Don't stab.
Good night.
Ooh, ooh, I like my groom. I like my groom. Ooh, ooh, my groom is good. My groom is good. Ooh, ooh, I like my groom. I like my groom. Ooh, ooh, my groom is good. My groom is good. The my groom's good. Ooh, ooh, I like my groom. I like my groom. Ooh, ooh, my groom is good. My groom is good.
Skank steak.